What's up, Earthlings? Universal time 1730-110-33206. Quantum 8. 131 on my clock. 44. 8 again. 88 gate. We have storms. Rolling thunder. Rolling thunder reported in Florida right now. No lightning like you're in a dome. Rolling thunder rolling through Florida. In the Midwest, we have a storm energy releasing across the Midwest on both sides of the Twin Lakes, Detroit, New York, going all the way over into Europe as this massive energy gate. The tornado that flew across Texas yesterday on I-10, I could probably tell you why that happened. But that's releasing this energy all the way up because why? This chart. Crisscross applesauce, throw that bottle down. Put your hands on my hips and spin me around. Got to put some love back in this town. Let's do it. Crisscross applesauce and stomp it to the ground. Crisscross applesauce is what we got going on. You have Venus over here, 22 degrees, managing this. But 22 degrees of Sagittarius is on Ophiuchus 2. Ophiuchus 2 is linked into all the major monolithics of the structures of what we call Earth, from Stonehenge to Giza to the Egyptian pyramids, all the pyramids, all the mummies, all the rocks, all the crystals. Ophiuchus 2, energy, powerful, galactic, makes the dark down here from the Milky Way look like a little pussycat. What's up, pussycat? For real, for real. Lots of ancient knowledge, lots of ancient power. Just because you don't know how to wield it, don't mean others down here didn't intentionally sabotage it, taking over to try to rule you with it to begin with, which is what happened. So, Venus is triangulating that to Mercury. Mercury just fell, the pearl is made. If you've been seeing pearls in your reality, it's the pearl on the other side of the Libra scale. And then it falls into Hercules, which makes a direct polarity going straight up to Arcturus. So Mercury's starting to get into Arcturus boots. Meanwhile, Mars is coming out of Izar. Izar is the thoroughbred. Izar is the highest DNA counts on this planet, with the highest lines hybridized, the thoroughbred DNA, the femme fatale, the toy soldiers, but also hunted in family lines in many ways, and made. Izarians, Alpha Draconic Arcturian. So all the reptilian energy that we've got going on and have been going on, any type of reptilian, even the governmental constructs, even body buy with this bullshit today. All that is going to start losing power the more and more that Mars pulls out of Libra. But then we're bridging over right now because the sun is in 4-degree Scorpio. So how we're pulling the collective out alchemically as a collective, which we are. The government and the United Nations and all that is not running things right now. We are. The collective is. No matter what, we're seeing it now. The more that get on board and understand that they're doing it from their living rooms, the better off we are. Because now we're controlling the game. Period. Dot. That's the conversation that Venus is having right now with Mercury, even going over to Jupiter. But the sun is already in Scorpio. We're seeing all the illusions. We know how they did it. We're using the energy sources that they were trying to use to build mass consciousness events and programming and products right on top of them as they're attempting to use that same energy source against the collective. You better bet your booty, because the more that they send towards us, the more we just alchemize it. And in a lot of ways, we're also just pushing it off because it exists there. Because everything's on these weird replication with All Hallows Eve. So the sun is telling Mars all about it right now. The sun is telling Mars all about it. So if people are irritated, if anyone around you is irritated, if you just can't stand to be around anybody, maybe even you could be having even hot sweats or energetic muscle type spasms, or like right now I'm getting a little, like my lips are getting cracked, and so like even fever blisters, because that alpha draconic energy is like really intense Orion energy. And if your body's not used to Orion mercurial energy, then holy shit balls, Izar is gonna feel like a boom boom hicka hicka. Orion energy in your muscles. When I first started in 2018 having to alchemize with all those Libra squares that we got on my Libras, raise your hand. Woo! Because we be knowing what Orion energy is. If you had restless leg, because we brought in this energy in 2018 and connected all of us into it, and those of us that had to process it for the first time, that's what we were all having, is major restless leg types of symptoms, to where you just want to kick, or you get that sensation all over your body. Well, that's you connecting into more of what you'd call reality codes here too. Your insides becoming more mercurial. And so you're having to kind of go back into those grids to be able to outshine it. So when it starts coming in and you start processing it, woo-woo. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going on now. Now, whenever we get stuff sitting in Gemini, that's when we get it big time. What I'm saying is that Izar is kind of like, if you took all that and you hybridized it for its power, then it's going to produce it like a drop coming off of a needle. So whereas what we were experiencing, bringing on all Orion energy, what you might get is just an anxiety attack all of a sudden. Like, where did it come from? Or why am I all of a sudden crawling out of my skin? Almost like someone just dropped something on you. That's that extra with that alpha draconic in that is our template, see, that you're activating to supercharge everything now. So if you're having that, that's what's going on. The more that we pull into Scorpio, it's going to ease up. But then also, when if you are having that symptom, then the first time you process it, you're also seeing some of the shadow stuff of it, just so it can catch you up. So if when you get that new surge, then if someone all of a sudden starts getting mad at you, and you're like, what? I'm just standing here, man. You know, I mean, stuff like that could happen for a second, because your body's processing a new energy frequency that's not finished processing yet. And then if somebody comes into your field, you're going to attract that same energy, and you might have a little dissonance for a second until you finish processing that energy within your body. So if things around you are starting to like trick out on you, just kind of realize it's happening, and just kind of coast around in the matrix. Don't make any major moves with people, right? Until you feel that shift, and then what's going to happen is that you're going to get the very opposite really quick. People are going to be magnified to you, staring at you like you're their long lost something, like wanting to be next to you, rushing to talk to you. So understand that if you came from a reality where you where people like were hunting you in a way, realize that they're not coming after you now. You're drawing them in because they literally feel the power of your soul, and they see your light, and they can't stop staring, and they want to know what you know. That's why you're here. So that's evidently coming through loud and clear right now for the collective, because look, whatever frequency you give off when they come at you is also what you're going to recreate. So the more that you're scared that people are hunting you, the more you're going to be hunted too, because it's on Uranus. It's see how it's bowing straight across from the sun to Mars, straight to Uranus in Taurus, changing your timeline right now, because we just had everything just start go direct with Saturn and Pluto and all. So I mean, this part, we just started rolling this new option reality tape for the collective. The moon is going over the first degrees of Leo right now, so that's also why we're feeling it a little bit more in the body, because that's going into Leo is muscle tissues, it's organs, it's mammals, humans and original mammals and cross mammals and half mammal and lion cubs. So we're about to go through, though, this 5 to 9 degrees. The moon's going to go over that today, and that 5 to 9 degrees is what I now call it's the hybridized mammal degree, which means it was messed with right here. So this is also kind of like missing space, it's a missing sequence that's having to be rebuilt within everybody's body structure, whether it's coming from needing to be more mercurial, needing to be more organic, needing to be more non-organic shit. I mean, it's all of us, or we're a ball of wax down here for real, per voodoo man. Woohoo! Literally. So no matter, there's a connection if you have degrees right there between Leo 5 to 9 degrees, that in this body type you came in to process for the rest of us as well. But that is what the moon's going through today. So the moon's going through that today. So it's if you're feeling like you need a second to process, or you're all of a sudden getting a bunch of downloads, or you just are so damn tired you can't move, then the moon is kind of going through a little void space right there today. Just FYI. That is what's beaming back over to Pluto and Saturn. So that self-reflection on things is then one ray going from your soul contracts, the other one's going to Saturn, which is your reality projection. It's how Saturn keeps track of what's going on down here per your next 7 years. It keeps track of short time. Pluto keeps track of your long time count. So the moon is showing us stuff. And that's the big ones. True note of the collective is in the blue avian degree still. So everything's lined up and it's turned on. It's just basically flushing lines. We're flushing lines and making new connections. Flushing lines and bridging new connections, no matter what it is. So, StarMates events are coming soon to an area near you, especially if you are around Detroit, Houston, Texas, or Columbus, Ohio. So if you're in those 3 areas, StarMates on Facebook, and I'm like building it all with my incredible crews, and there's opportunities to launch these events in your area. These events have the questions of the 32 star points that then you provide the star points. Everybody finds out about their star points. It's really super easy to look them up. And then there's questions that are devised in a fun event, kind of like speed dating, where you ask each other these questions and learn from another their energetic response to those connections and quickly see others in you. And then there's returnee events to come back to meet others, because they're like networking events for us starseeds to find each other, to collaborate together, to maybe date one another. We have reality zodiac hack cards coming out that are going to help explain more of this. And this is just the tip of the iceberg when we start talking about Arcturus, Antares, Izar, Ophiuchus, all these energies that we talk about, how much they do affect your current life, and how much when you understand them, how much you can utilize them to create a quicker, newer reality, more in tune with where you think you need to be than where you are right now. My crew has walked it the past 4 years, man, and these are the tools that we use on the daily in order to manifest, to bring what we're about to bring to you guys now. And we are wanting to make it available for everyone. So anyway, that's what's going on in my world. I'll be on here soon to talk more about it on YouTube, and might be coming on for a personal share here in a minute with you guys. This is your astronomy for the day, October 28th. Oh my God, is it the 28th? 1001. So if you're seeing those numbers, 1001. October 6th has also been coming up. October 7th has been coming up. And Lionsgate has been coming up. This energy cycle that's closing out right now with this storm blowing through is basically the end of August. Lionsgate, not even the end of it. We're just seeing it pass over the United States. Let's just say it that much. It's not over for another 6 months. But there's where we are in the process. If that helps make sense to what's going on in your life right now, what dimensions you're in, what frequency you're tuned into, and what frequency we're tuned into. And so it is.